Welcome to the Arachnos podcast. My name is Martha Hayes and I'm here with Laura Palzinski, and we are joined today by Richard Lloyd from 4D4F. Richard, could you tell us a little more about your thematic network?
Yes, 4D4F was a thematic network based around the use of sensors and data in dairy animals. It was a Horizon 2020 project that started in February 2016 and finished in February 2019.
And what was your role within the thematic network?
My role was multifaceted, but I was a coordinator of the project, and I also had a lot of hands-on experience, shall we say, with all of the work packages.
Okay, so what did those work packages involve?
Well, like many other thematic networks, there were two work packages, one based on administration and one based on communication and dissemination. And then specifically to the project itself, we built our project around a multi-actor community of practice. And so the work package involved creating a lot of dissemination material, providing events, looking at how we can actually facilitate and market the community of practice and bring more people in, as well as identifying the state-of-the-art situation within the domain of sensors and data in dairy animals. Then there was a separate work package on production of best practice videos, best practice guides, infographics. And then the whole point of smart farming was embodied in a fifth work package, which is all about making standard operating procedures, so making better decisions coming from the uses of the sensors and the data.
And Richard, thinking about those communication and dissemination methods, which would you say worked well and which would you say maybe didn't work quite as well?
Yes, well, on the dissemination, I think, and this will be a common issue with all of the multinational thematic networks, language was a big barrier. So how we could communicate with our end user as well, not just in the language, but also in the in material that they could understand and was relevant to them. We tried a number of things, for instance, putting subtitles on videos, and the video format I think worked probably a little bit better than trying to have a forum that everyone contributed to. As far as communication, then I think those went very well indeed. It would have been nice at the time to have easier access to relevant EIP operational groups, and I believe that is now a lot more improved than it was 3 years ago, which we're now talking when we were looking for them.
And if you were to be running the project starting now, how do you think Arachnos could help you in this project?
Well, I think the great thing about Arachnos, I look at the Arachnos project as a source of information and best practice for thematic networks. And so there are a number of common things that all thematic networks do, like having a communication and dissemination plan, and also having a website to house all the dissemination material from the project. So there seems a lot of duplicated work through all of the different thematic networks, and it would be nice to think that Arachnos could actually provide a best practice guide perhaps, or a template for how to design a communications work package and dissemination work package, and also maybe have a one-stop shop for an off-the-shelf based dissemination housing.
So now that 4D4F has come to a close, but is there still something that the Arachnos project can do to help support kind of keeping the results alive or something like that?
Yes, in the future there certainly is. I mean, obviously there is a lot of very relevant dissemination material that has been generated by 4D4F. Now in the short term, we are covered by keeping our platform alive through the Nefertiti project, but again, it's coming back to duplication, having one platform that can house all of the dissemination material from all of the thematic networks, not only enables them to be kept available, but also it's one platform that people can come in and find other relevant articles and relevant features that can be associated with not just 4D4F but any other similar type of dairying material.
And just to wrap up, Richard, how do you see the potential impact of Eurachnos?
Yeah, well, I see the best impact of Eurachnos being, if I was going to set up a thematic network, having almost a best practice guide on how to set up a perfect thematic network, including templates on some of the commonalities of work packages that you have within and how to best organise a thematic network, but also having the increased reach of the dissemination materials on having a platform that can be networked by all the other different thematic networks, and also potential reach to the other operational groups that are working in the same area.
Brilliant, that's great. Thank you so much for joining us today, Richard.
You're welcome, nice to be here.
The Eurachnos project has received funding from the European Union's Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme under Grant Agreement number 817863.